Evening, Sandy.
Hello, Douglas.
Is Emma fully integrated now? No minutes restriction, play as much as you
Yeah, no, I mean, and we still want to build her up and be smart. She hasn't played for the whole month of June and, hasn't played live ball. So, up to 23, I suppose, or 25 minutes sounds realistic.
Right here. For JJ, this is her 8th game back since the month-long. I'm just curious, what do you think about the first 8 games and just kind of had to carry a heavier load just because of all the injuries?
Yeah, look, I think she came back, the first game back's always pretty good for any player returning. And then, once you get into the slog of it, she's had to work through getting back into game shape. And I think she's done a really good job of just being resilient and pushing through even when she has fatigued, of course. I thought the last game was a breakthrough for her. You could see her, she was getting way more comfortable. She had a little bit more on the legs to give and it says a lot because our schedule has been quite compact.
Sandy, kind of building on both of those answers as Emma and JJ build their minutes up. Fatigue is a real factor. So how do you look for it? I know players are going to say they're not tired, but just with the way the schedule is, how do you look for it? How do you manage it from some of those players that have had to put in all these minutes?
Yeah, and it's always tough when you have injuries too, particularly in the same position. So you've got to play players out of position as much as we can and play rotations that we probably wouldn't play together. But it is what it is. We don't practice much. They're professionals. We've got a great performance staff. They get all the recovery that they need. Even today, it was a walk through. It wasn't a shoot around. We walked. So to conserve energy as much as we can. And that's what we'll do as we go forward. And, a player like Emma, it's hard because we're not practicing. So, but lucky, obviously she's super intelligent and she picks things up well.
Just watching back the Dallas film from last week, what stands out to you heading into this game?
Didn't want to watch it, but I had to.
What was it like to watch then?
Yeah, no, it was terrible. We had no energy. We had no fight. We had no physicality. We had no togetherness, no toughness. They can do whatever they want. Any team can beat anyone in this league. It's been shown, and we've lost to 2 of the bottom teams recently. So we can't have, our mindset needs to be where it needs to be. Players have to, fight through any adversity that we do face on the court, but we just stayed true to who our identity is. I think we shot too many threes early. We never got into the paint early to put them under pressure, and our defense was so spread out. So I thought last game we did a good job of congesting the floor the way we're supposed to be and being on a string. So we're going to need that tonight.
Coach, you've seen Sabrina have some tremendous stretches before. What's unique about this stretch from her, especially given the stretch the team has been in and what they need?
Yeah, I suppose just the stretch we have been in with the limited rest and recovery in between the games, and obviously losing. We lost 4 on the row. That's a first too. But her understanding the moment and what she can do, and I thought last game that was one of the best games I've seen her play in terms of, she was on fire. She only had 1 3, which is amazing. But her ability to get downhill, but also to share the ball, to facilitate. I thought she did a really good job defensively. It was a real complete game, and then you add 11 rebounds. I mean, that's pretty impressive for a guard.
Adding on to that about Sabrina, I guess just when she entered the league, she was regarded more as a combo guard, and now I've sort of heard her refer to herself as a point guard. I guess just through, your tutelage of her throughout these years, how do you think she's come into a position where she's saying, no, I am a point guard? Yeah, look, obviously she's a great, wonderful basketball player. We learned things as we go along. The first year we got here, I think we had to work her into rotations and how it worked best for her. Year 2, obviously, had Courtney Vandersloot. We took her off the ball a little bit more, but I think we worked out as we went along. She's so good with the ball in her hands, especially if teams want to be physical with her off the ball. There's ways that she can navigate screens and get into the action. But she's also a great facilitator. It's not just about her scoring. She's still a guard, but she's a pretty impressive point guard as well because what she can bring to a team. And also, obviously you watch back the Dallas game, but what stands out to you the most about Paige Beckers and just everything that she's been able to do in her first season?
She appears, I haven't spoken to Paige, she seems like a very humble superstar. And yes, she's not quite, she's only just got into our league, but you see how special she has with how she plays the game. I think she celebrates her teammates as well. She's great, obviously, at the mid-range, but she has the ability to score on all three levels. And, she's a tall, big guard, and she faces a lot of traps. I think she navigates that really well. And she just brings really positive energy. And for a first-year player in this league, I think she's led that team well.
Sandy, going back to JJ, I guess just how does the addition of Emma kind of maybe take some of the burden off of her? Because, defensively, she doesn't always have to get back because she has an insurance policy back there in Emma. And then offensively, also, you can play more like high-low and
yeah, it was nice, hey, our last game. We haven't done that for a while, the whole high-low, and that's something that they have great chemistry with. And, passing is a skill that I don't think, passing under pressure. Some players have it, they have that touch factor, and Emma has that. I think she reads the floor well, where to pass it to, and her and JJ have great chemistry together. Look, it gives us another big body that we can lower JJ's minutes a little bit, to be quite honest. That's what it is. But at the same time, we want to build their chemistry as well as we move forward without, obviously outdoing it. Emma can play more minutes this game, so that's good. So we can put her with Izzy a little bit more, and get players back in their natural position, although obviously Leo and Steph will have to play some spot minutes at the 4 as well.
Hey, Sandy, over here, other side. Last 5 games, Leo struggled a bit from the floor, just 32% shooting. I know she had the small hand thing, but is this a fatigue or is this just working people in? What have you seen from her? What have you spoken to her about this recent rare shooting slump from her?
Yeah, keep shooting. Shoot is shoot. That's what you do. Look, I think a bit of everything, to be quite honest. She got banged up there for a while. I think it was a little bit of fatigue. Her having to play the 4, you're wasting more energy on that than chasing little guards around. But she never complains. She just does, hey, whatever you need, that's what I'm going to do. Look, she knows the offense is going to come and go, and we want her to be aggressive. I think she gets most mad at herself when defensively, if she doesn't, execute a coverage to the best of her ability. And I love that because she's holding herself accountable for the side of the ball that we all should be.
Just a follow-up on that, how much have you, I know it's been kind of out of emergency, but liked some of the Leo at the 4 offense, like a little bit of a different type of usage for her where she's screening and dribble handoff stuff? Have you felt that that's something she could tap into or,
100%. We tried it in few of the games before all these injuries when she had to go there full time. I think in spot minutes, it's something, she's a stretch player. But her ability to screen and roll, we like our littles to get into she's not really little though, is she? But when she's on the perimeter or she's guarded by a small player, we love her in the pick and roll action because her ability to screen and roll and get out, speed roll and finish at the rim, I think that's been one of the bright moments from this adversity that we face with a limited rotation, especially in our bigs. So I imagine it's going to be that. It'll just be nice to get the full team back so we can explore all these different rotations.
Hi, Coach. Thank you for taking the time. During this injury role stretch, Beck Gardner has taken on a somewhat larger role in the rotation after missing last year. So my question for you is, how has she proven to be worth the wait at this point? Yeah,
look, Beck just puts all the hard work in. She does everything behind the scenes no one sees. She's always staying ready for her moment, and she comes out and she knows what she brings to this team. And that's, obviously running the floor, attacking closeouts. I think great job of getting to the rim. She's a great offensive rebounder, a great cutter off the ball as well too. So I think, I thought, last game we went to her a little bit more than some of the others, and I thought she did a really good job. She defended well, and that's what we're looking at is what are the matchups and what do we need? Do we need more defense or offense? But Beck's the ultimate pro. She's staying ready when her number's called. Thank you.